Alright guys, so I just finished reading World War Mars 2 by Rick Partlow. If you love the first book's intense space battles, alien invasions, and military chaos, strap in because this sequel cranks it all up to 11. It's got Marines, aliens, betrayals, and the French? Oh yeah, especially the French. Let's talk about our hero, Sergeant Brent Parker. This guy's been through the grinder, man. He's on Mars fighting for humanity, going up against some seriously dangerous alien invaders. And just when you think the situation can't get worse, it does. Casualties are through the roof, and Parker's losing faith that there's any end to this madness. I mean, things are grim. But wait, there's hope, right? Enter the French with their big ol' ship, Voyager. You're thinking, all right, reinforcements, more soldiers, extra firepower. We got this. But no. Major Mac Bailey, the guy who takes over command, he's got all the ego and none of the experience. This guy's like the definition of overconfident and underqualified. First thing he does, he sidelines Captain Amanda Skinner and Master Gunnery Sergeant Velasquez, telling them they're basically not needed anymore. And you're sitting there like, really, dude? Read the room. You're benching some of your most seasoned fighters while we've got aliens on our doorstep? Yeah, Major Bailey's the kind of guy who thinks he's playing chess, but he's missing half the pieces. It's frustrating in all the best ways. You're rooting for Parker and his crew to prove him wrong. Meanwhile, Parker, Skinner, and Velasquez are like, well, we can't just sit around doing nothing. So what do? They start figuring out how to modify alien weapons to fight back. Because, surprise, surprise, regular guns don't exactly cut it against alien armor. I love this. Parker and his crew aren't waiting for orders. They're taking matters into their own hands. That's the kind of survival attitude I want in my sci-fi heroes. And speaking of aliens, this is where things get wild. They're after this ancient alien spaceship on Mars. Think Holy Relic, but in space. They believe it's their sacred artifact, and humans? To them, we're just a bunch of primitive barbarians standing in their way. Here's where the political intrigue kicks in. These aliens don't just rely on brute force. They use manipulation. They start whispering in the ears of Earth's nations, offering them advanced tech in exchange for grabbing this sacred ark for them. And guess who bites the bait? The French. They're like, we'll take that fusion power, merci. So the French secretly start building a starship with a fusion engine that can get to Mars in 2 days. While the Americans are slogging through months-long journeys, the French are over here speeding through space like it's nothing. And the best part? The Americans have no idea this is happening. They think the French are their allies, fighting side by side against the aliens, but in the background, the French are getting ready to pull a fast one and grab that alien ship for themselves. I mean, it's perfect sci-fi tension. Who do you trust when even your allies have their own agendas? Now, let's talk about the chemistry between Parker and Sergeant Nicolette Morcilli, aka Nico, from the French Special Forces. Right off the bat, they click, and I'm not talking about forced, cheesy romance. These two have a real connection, and it pays off in the story in ways that actually matter. It's not just for show, it's crucial for the plot. And let's be real, in a world where everybody's got their own motives, having someone you can rely on, that's priceless. And this book isn't just about action. There's some real commentary on trust, loyalty, and betrayal. It's about how, in the fog of war, alliances can shift in a second. Parker's struggling with the idea that even the people you fought alongside might turn on you the next day. The whole time you're wondering, are the French really going to betray them? Will these soldiers who fought and died together suddenly become enemies? It adds this layer of tension that just builds and builds. And of course, right before any of this betrayal can play out, the aliens attack again. It's chaos, people. Marines and French soldiers fighting together, bodies dropping, and the alien threat just keeps getting worse. The action is fast-paced, brutal, and it does not hold back. You can feel the desperation, and all the while, you're thinking, when is that French starship going to show up and flip the script? You're on the edge of your seat, just waiting for everything to explode. Action. Oh, it's there, believe me. World War Mars 2 is an all-you-can-eat buffet of action. Rick Partlow, man. This guy knows how to write military action scenes. You're feeling every shot and every explosion, with Sergeant Brent Parker on the ground, Major Jason Lee in low orbit, and General Tom Bradstreet in upper orbit. But here's the thing. Some readers felt the aliens went down a bit too easy, like, come on, these are high-tech aliens and we're mowing them down like it's Call of Duty on recruit mode. Maybe we needed a little more struggle, but honestly, you're here for the spectacle, and that's what you get. Partlow does an awesome job balancing the action with the suspense. You're getting these epic battle sequences, but you're also constantly second-guessing who's on whose side. It's sci-fi warfare with the side of who's going to betray who, and that's what makes it so compelling. And right when you think things are going to settle down, cliffhanger. World War Mars 2 sets the stage for the next book, World War Mars 3. And trust me, you're going to want to be there for it. Because if this book is any indication, the next one is going to be even more intense. Now, minor nitpicks are that there are a few spelling errors in military terms that might throw readers off a bit. I mean, you know that feeling when you're on a roll and something just yanks you out of the moment? You're deep into a space battle, and bam, typos that makes you stop reading. Also, Partlow occasionally dives deep into descriptions, which can be a double-edged sword. While it immerses you in the world, sometimes it slows the pace. But honestly, these are minor hiccups in what is otherwise a gripping narrative. So in the end, World War Mars 2 is packed with action, political intrigue, and some pretty epic space battles. If you're a fan of high-stakes sci-fi with a lot of moving pieces, this one's for you. It's fast, it's tense, and it's setting up something even bigger for the next installment. Alright guys, that's my review for World War Mars 2. Have you read it? What are your thoughts? Drop a comment below, let's talk about it. And hey, if you like this review, hit that thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Burn bright and burn enough.